Hi, guys.
Yes.
Hey,
Welcome
Jess.
back,
Yes.
Jess.
Just
Oh my goodness. It's so good to see you.
hey,
It's so good to see y'all too. I'm so happy. I'm
How are
so
you doing?
Hi,
You're doing much better.
guys. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Hey,
Welcome
Jess.
back.
welcome back, Jess.
My goodness.
Welcome back.
Thank you guys so much. I miss y'all so much. And I just want to thank everybody who has been praying for me. I want to give a special shout out to Miss Barbara, to Liz, to Rebecca, to Mr. Tony. Rebecca prayed for me on y'all's Monday call. I saw in the community that you guys did for me, and it literally brought me to tears. And I'm so grateful. I'm so, so grateful. And I love y'all so much. Like I really do. I love y'all. Like I really, really do love y'all. Um, I'm getting emotional. I really do love y'all because just even Rebecca praying for me and even just knowing in the group that you guys like fasted for me and stuff, it's like that's something that you can't it's I love that you guys are my community. That's what I would say. Like it's something that I never want to leave people hanging, which is why even in the midst of me not feeling okay, I still wanted to make sure that I had somebody showing up for you guys. And then I thank God that I have a tribe that actually can show up for you guys. Rebecca did phenomenal filling in the gaps. It reminded
Yes,
me
she did.
it reminded me when Mike used to fill in the gaps when I was pregnant with Legend and when Liz used to fill in the gaps for me. And I'm just so grateful because to be able to teach to where my students can teach and then people could still follow is like that's a blessing to me. It's something that I don't take lightly. And then even the fact that y'all are a praying tribe, because I do feel like you receive what you literally put out. So knowing that I pray for y'all and knowing that you pray for me, it's just I love my community so much. I don't mean for this to be like sappy or nothing, but I really do because it's real. And there are so many people that, they have students, they have this, they have that, and it's just like all for glitz and glam or whatever the case may be. But I love that our relationship is real. That's something that is so priceless to me and something that is so sacred. So I just wanted to say thank you. Um, Yeah. So life lately, I mean, we're gonna get to the charts in a second, but I do just want to talk to y'all briefly. I had gotten in an accident and my head shattered the windshield, and thank God my face looks okay, but like I had a really bad concussion where I don't remember anything. And Michael had said that I mean, I saw the pictures and like I saw videos that he took of me, and I can't even believe that that was me. So it's kind of crazy, but all glory to God that I feel so much better. I do still have real bad headaches, and the reason that I have not been able to host calls and stuff is because since I had a bad concussion, the doctors, I can't have that much screen time. Like I couldn't really be on my phone or watch TV. Like obviously I didn't watch TV like that anyways, but obviously this charts is it's a lot of screen time that's involved in that. And like every time I would even try to go to the charts, my head just started pounding. So I would have to take a break. So I do want to say, even though I'm back, I do have to go into this slowly. When I start getting headaches, I do have to like just back off. But and then I couldn't see, like everything was like super blurry. I was super dizzy for like 3 weeks. So everything is better now for the most part. I told Michael that I have to be with y'all in June. Like missing the whole month of May is crazy to me. It just felt so not, I was always here with you guys though. Even when I had other people host the call, I made sure I at least listened in. So again, I do want to thank Mr. Tony and I want to thank Rebecca. Thank y'all so much. So tomorrow. Students, y'all still have y'all's Monday night call tomorrow. I'm going to be hosting it. I'm literally back, okay? And we are going to take it from here. While I was down though, I did have a good report from a student, another student who like I love when I hear you guys testimonials and stuff because they make me so happy. Because like I said about Rebecca, just knowing that like when Rebecca did not know anything about trading and then now she I don't know, she like lives by trading and it's her full-time income. Like stories like that, literally, that's what I live for. Because ultimately, like that was my whole goal when I created this course. It was to give y'all everything so that y'all could take it and provide for your families. But another student has rose to the occasion. He is crazy because I don't know when y'all if y'all remember when I did that summit like last year. I was definitely pregnant with Loyal at the time, and I did a summit, and yeah, it was like literally a basic summit. It was just the basics, and there was a guy in the basic summit that decided that he wanted to like, really take this in and learn how to trade, and he decided to do the course, and he flipped his account like 500 something percent, and it just made me so happy. So I want to bring him up real quick before we get into tonight. His name is Ian. Ian, are you here? Are you here?
I'm here.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay. So, first off, hi.
Hi.
Hi. Second off, I'm so proud of you. I also want to publicly say that I'm so proud of you because that just made my spirit smile when I, heard that and everything. And then is there anything that you would like to share with the class? I mean, obviously, like I know you didn't, just like Rebecca, like you didn't trade at all before me. So just like how do you feel now flipping your account over 500% and like, anything that you want to share with people about your journey or whatever the case may be?
Well, yeah, my journey started, like you said, I didn't know anything about trading until I found you, and it was hard, no, like because the new this entirely new thing for me, and so when I when I was learning, I literally locked myself in the room. I mean, with kids running around, I have three kids, and my son was just born, so and he was it was like 6 months at the time, and I'm just there learning, tired, falling asleep, watching the videos over and over and over again, and until I finally got it, and actively started trading in August. So the journey started in March, and then I started trading in August, and since then I've been like consistently profitable. Um, and like you said, I flipped my account. I took $75 and flipped that into $500, and and since then I've been getting on an average like 400% return on my investments on these trades. So yeah,
I love that. So you took that 500 to thousands.
yeah.
So is there anything that you would like to share with people about like the journey, like anybody that like maybe struggling right now and like want to give up or whatever case may be, like what was like the clicking point for you?
Well, I wanted to change my life. Like I was like my kids motivated me because I really wanted a better life, and at the time I was working as a realtor and things slowed down for me, so I had to make this work. So like so I you know I I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I'm not used to talking about myself like that.
Well, this is
But
your family.
yeah,
Don't be
yeah,
nervous.
yeah. So I so I just so what I want to share is like I have to I got when if you want to really learn this skill set, you really have to lock in. You really have to watch the videos and really hone in and keep keep honing that skill. Don't give up because I almost gave up a couple times because especially the assignment number 6, that one got me. That one was really like that really got me.
Assignment number 6,
That
module
what module 6,
number
yeah,
2.
yeah, the
Okay.
structure, yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So that one really got me like really kind of wanted to give up at that portion, but but I saw seeing that what trading can do for me and my family, and so I just really locked in and just kept doing it over and over and over again until it clicked. And once it clicked, and it was like my aha moment, everything shifted and everything started changing. Yeah, so
So with assignment number 2, when you say that it made you want to give up, what was that point for you where like which part made you want to give up? Was it just because it was complicated?
it was complicated. I couldn't get it. I didn't understand it. Couldn't see what I couldn't see structure, and that was really aggravating me.
Yeah,
and
it
I
aggravates everybody, especially when I say you got to keep doing it. And then
yeah, yeah,
what can you show me?
yeah, but yeah, exactly. Like, especially when you don't have nobody to tell you like, hey, if this is right or wrong, so you have to kind of like figure it out. So,
How did you persevere beyond that?
um, I don't know. I guess I just obsessed over it. Like I couldn't sleep, not knowing. Like I'm one person that if I want to figure out something, I'm just gonna keep like thinking on it. Like I can't like once I can't get something. I'm gonna keep like I'm gonna keep like practicing it like till I get it. You know. So that's the kind of person I am.
Obsession is a good word because that's
Yeah,
how I was when I first started trading. I feel like
yeah,
that most people, when they
yeah.
get to this, like if they're doing a lot of things and treat trading like their side thing, I feel like they never really reach that level. But like obsession is a great word because I do feel like once you become obsessed with it,
Mhm.
like your entire life changes for the rest of your
Oh
life.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, Rebecca said obsessed is the word. Hey, Annette. Oh, I think Annette, y'all started the summit together, huh?
Yep, yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey,
Yeah.
how are you?
I'm well. I'm so glad to see your smiling face.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so
We
happy.
really missed you.
I miss y'all also.
Mr. Tony was great, but we miss you, Jess.
Miss y'all too. Thank God for real. Because Michael he thought I had like internal bleeding. It was so bad. But thank
Mhm.
God. God is so good. God is so
Mhm.
good. But okay, before I move on, is there anything that anybody wants to ask Ian or talk to Ian? Just because I mean, really, when you are, let me say it like this, like when people see people like, okay, I mean, Rebecca's talked a couple of times, so it's like, okay, you're good at, you got it, you're good. Like people look at it like, okay, well, what about me? Like, how is it that I get to that next level? So since he started and knew absolutely nothing, is there anything that anybody wants to ask him that can help them in their season of where they are?
I Miss got a Mackenzie question. Was before me.
Okay. Somebody just said
Miss
something.
Mackenzie, I said Miss Mackenzie was before me, but I'll ask if she doesn't want to go, if they don't want to go.
Oh, hi. I
Yeah,
have a
there you
question
go.
for Jessica, but it's okay. Ian, what pairs do you trade?
Currently, right now I trade indices now. GU and gold were my peers, but I just recently transitioned to indices. So I've been trading like NAS 100. So
Ian, can you expound on your aha moment a little bit more? I know you said you studied and it sort of clicked, but can you talk about that process and like what clicked for you or what stood out in that process?
um, let's see. Um, so I mean, I just I just I just went to the charts. I mean, every day I was on the charts, just practicing practicing and then doing the ghost pattern and watching, see my trade will play out. And I mean, that's what I really did. That was my how once it clicked, once I kept practicing and practicing and practicing over and over again. I was literally obsessed with it. I spent literally like hours during the day just watching the charts and just watching candle form, and like I literally would just sit there and watch the charts. And that's and till it clicked. I mean, I don't know how I can expound on that a little bit more, but that's pretty much what happened.
That's helpful. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Adonis?
Yo, man. I guess my question falls after you begin to understand structure. How do you sharpen your entries? I find myself getting stopped out a little too early before market starts to make its move. If
Yeah, I was having struggles with that too. I was having struggles with that my journey too. I was getting stopped out early. It will come over with time. I mean, that's all I can say. Just gotta keep practicing it. I mean, it's something that you'll get eventually. You just got to keep working at it. And keep watching Jessica's videos. I think you did a video in regards to like trend lines. Basically did basically a masterclass on trend lines, and that when I watched that video, that was like the video that really like, oh wow, okay, that really like clicked for me. That was my aha moment when I watched that video where she did masterclass on the trend lines and stuff like that, where you can put it in different places, and like the trend line doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you have those 2 points and and you have a break and retest, and so
I hear more reps. Thank you, bro.
Exactly.
Miguel?
Hold on. Hey, my question is, are you trading full time now?
Basically, yes. I still work as a realtor and stuff like that, but yes, I basically trade full time.
That makes my host.
I was just about to say. You better say that.
That makes my whole heart smile, man, because that was the goal. That was the goal. That lets me know that my work is not in vain. That lets me know that the people that carry it forward, like you persevere and you finish it, and that is the goal. Like I don't like when I say that I know my course is specifically for certain people and it's not for everybody, and I don't want everybody to have my course, because there is a certain individual that I know that God has aligned me with, and that is the goal. Like I want everybody to become financially free and trade full time. Like that is it. Because once you do that, you don't like you just have so much freedom. Like even me being down for this long, it's like being able to trade and having that skill set and having that discipline to understand that, okay, Jessica, you taking a break right now, but you have this skill set, so it would carry you forward. Like I did not once ever have to worry about money ever since I learned this skill set. I just took a whole month break, and then I did not want to teach last week or the week before that because I still wanted to get back in my flow. Like I didn't trade at all it was the second week ending out April to about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, I started taking trades again. And just missing a month and then popping right back in and being profitable. It's like once you have this skill set, you don't have to worry about anything. Because best believe, if I had a job, let's say I had a job and then I had a concussion, I couldn't work. People are being replaced on their work jobs day in and day out right now.
You better say it. You better
Called
say it.
out and said, hey, tell my boss, hey, I had a concussion, you know, I can't work right now. Like I can't be on, like, let's say I worked in computer science or something and told them, hey, I can't be on my computer right now. Best believe they will replace me.
Mhm.
Like I have so many friends that have told me, hey, Jessica, I want to learn how to trade because right now, like I have friends in government. Two of my friends are in government, and then I have another friend who worked for a nonprofit, and um a lot of like her funding's being cut. So they're trying to like figure out trading. And I'm like, okay, I'll teach y'all as long as you make sure that this is what you want to do, but still you like understanding the skill set and having it in your back pocket no matter what career you do. Because I do believe also that trading isn't everybody's purpose. Like sometimes it's just an avenue to reach your purpose, which I'm fully understanding and committed to, and understanding that like some people just do this because they want to be with their kids. Some people do this because they want a better life for their kids. So trading is the avenue that sets you up for financial freedom so that you can work in your purpose in your future, right? But just knowing in the comfort and peace that I had that like, okay, I can't go to the charts this month, but next month the charts are gonna be there. And then I'm gonna come right back to it and then just extract money from it just because I have that skill set. Like that's the thing that's priceless. That's the thing where it's like learn this skill because you don't know what's gonna happen in your life. You don't know when you're even gonna need it. You know what I'm saying? Um, okay. Okay, we'll take like two more people and then we'll get into tonight. Bosenia.
Hey, it's Bostena.
Bosana. Sorry.
Yes. Hey, Jess. So good to see you. The light on your face is just like, I was praying to see that again and again and again. So thank God. I'm crying today, like just seeing you today. So thank God. Absolutely. And Ian, thank you for standing here today. God's know how I needed you as well. So thank you guys. And so my question is, I'm kind of close to like see profit, but I'm sometimes losing too. So I'm right in the middle. But I have like four, I don't know, I think it's too much to follow four pairs, but I just love them so much. It's all the USD pairs, GU and EU, NZDU, and as well as the AU USD. And I wanted to ask you, like, did you just stay with the GU the whole time when you decided to do that?
Yeah, I only traded GU and gold when I first started out. GU
And
and
you
gold.
never added anything? That's the only one you stayed with when you decided to start like, trading on the money?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, I think it's too much than doing four of them, but okay. All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
But also do what works for you. Because the thing is that there's not going to always be a setup on your actual period that you might trade. Like if you only do one period, there might not always be a setup. So having like options is important too. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yes.
but also I don't want you trading every pair. So that's why even in your course, like you mark up 7 just to like where we talked about the reps, like that's the reps. But understand that when you understand structure, you apply it to anything. Just like Ian said, like he's just like one of the ones like Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara only she only got to US 30 and was only doing that, but she started on her currency structure, but you have to master it on regular currency first before you move to like the harder parts. Because the same thing, I have some students that only trade Bitcoin, right? They only trade cryptos, but you have to learn the structure first, and learning the structure on the smaller peers is what helps you to master it so you won't get your head blown off when you go to like the faster things.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just that the GU doesn't show money, and then you go to NZD, and then NZD being beautiful on 10 p.m., which GU is really dying. So that's why I'm like sometimes do those two. But okay, I get it. I might start with just two and not all the four. But thank you so much. Thank you.
No
No
problem.
problem.
And then also understand that when pairs move, like they move at different times. So you might be in consolidation week, right? But then you have like gold that makes 300 pips tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Or where you just said like, I think you said NZD/USD or AUD/USD. I'm not sure which one you said, but
Yes, both of them. Yes.
that can be consolidating. And then let's say GJ takes off 400 pips this week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thank
just
you.
no problem. Fall in love with the structure. And then after you fall in love with the structure, then apply it to what you want. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, I think we reached all the questions. There was one more question that I saw in the chat that I wanted to circle back to, but I didn't remember what it was. So hold on. Let me just scroll through and see. Oh, iPhone said, what made structure click for you, Ian? I feel like you already answered that though. You just said you got obsessed, right?
Yeah, I just got obsessed with it, and just I just practiced, drew it out, kept drawing it out. I kept drawing it on every pair I can, and until I got it. You know, then I watched, and then we watched the videos and see if it matches up with what I did, and then if it didn't match up, then I redo it and redo it and redo it and redo it until it clicked. So.
Tahani said, did you use only the videos in the course, or did you use just his videos on YouTube in your learning curve also? And can you share the trend line video in the community?
Yeah, I did the videos that was in the course, and yeah, only videos in the course. Yeah, only that's the only video I watched in regards to structure.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, let's go. I miss you guys. Okay. So let's get to the charts. Okay. So, there are a couple things I did want to cover because somebody had asked about trend lines and somebody just wrote in the chat also, could you drop the trend line video? So I was going to briefly go over that anyways, because I had watched Rebecca's video and there were a couple of questions. I think it was trend lines and it was one more thing. Rebecca, do you remember what people were struggling on in the calls that you had done? I just wanted to go over it too.
It was trendline, break and retest, and I think the other one we went over, one of them was stop loss and profit.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm trying to think. I know that there was a few people that had questions about trend lines, but there was somebody else that asked about like patterns. You know what I mean? Like wedges and stuff. But I don't know. I definitely know there was a trend line question.
Yeah, I remember that too. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Hold on one second. And I'm gonna show you guys what I was kind of looking at tonight. And then also, don't forget that for people who are late to this call, don't forget that your Monday calls or your students, your course check-in call is tomorrow. All right. So just make sure we're all up to date on that because I don't want to forget. My memory has been so terrible ever since I had the concussion. So I try to like take notes on everything and just yeah, do it like that. Okay, so none of this is marked up because I did not trade during none of this time. Like I said, I didn't trade for basically a month. What is this? Yep. Yeah, I didn't trade for practically a month. So, about I think it was like a week and a half ago, I had looked at this area. I had drawn this fib on here, but I'm gonna talk about trend lines as I go through a little bit of the structure that's happening on GU and then kind of talk about where we are in the market. I do feel as though, well, not even feel, it's the fact that like everything that's happening with the tariffs and Trump and just like a lot of kind of indecision has caused like a lot of rallies and consolidation. So what I will say is that I have been more so taking shorter trades, which I've always been an intraday trader anyway. I've never been a swing trader. But for my students that are swing traders, I do want to just urge you guys, if it's not something like gold or something that you're like you have the capital to stay in for a long time, look at smaller positions, not smaller meaning smaller lot size or smaller money, but look at shorter moves where you're going in and out based off of the current structure, because you don't want to hold something too long with the current administration and everything that's happening right now. Because there's a lot of volatility and a lot of indecision and a lot of back and forth. Like, I don't want my trade to lose just because somebody sends out a tweet tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful of that. And I hope you guys took a lot of notes on what Mr. Tony had been going over the past 2 weeks also. So really, everything still always follows structure. So that's the premise of what we all know and what we all need to understand. I'll zoom out a little bit so we can kind of come from where we were before I continue forward. So let me just look actually, because I'm just now getting to the market for the day. All right, so we have this green trend line. I'm just looking at major structure before I hone in a little bit. Why is this trend line short? Let me drag that out. Okay, cool. I'm making higher highs and higher lows on that. And this too, this level of support was maintained. Okay, so I'll tell you guys from where I took a trade that had like pretty much a clear setup during this time. Let me actually draw this zone back on here though, because I don't know what happened to it. Draw a smaller zone through here. Okay, so let me show you guys a little bit of what I was looking at. And then again, I'll go into trend lines in real lifetime using this. So here we have break and retest, which we all know. And I think that break and retest are very clear cut and to the point. You really just have a break and then price retest it, and then that retest is always your entry. Now, when you're retesting, people say, oh, how do I know if it's going to retest, or how do I know if it's not going to retest multiple times? That is when you have to look at surrounding areas to be able to validate that, right? So this trend line coming from here, this understanding that this also was a zone, understanding even this retest, which is a red box, blue box, this could be a green box here for this level. Does everybody see that before I continue? This right here, this being a trend line.
Yes. Yeah, yes.
This being a trend line bounce, but also being, again, a zone level. And then this push into here. Now, again, I didn't take a trade until about this point right here. However, this test, break, and retest was a test, break, and retest of resistance that was broken, retested as support. And then also it was a trend line coming from the top down here. So this was like a double confirmation retest, because obviously you have where are all my zones? I had a zone on here also. Oh, because I'm on a Pepperstone chart. Okay, I'll stay on this chart. So since I have a good flow in here, but on my other charts, you guys know I use the minor and the major charts. Well, on my other chart, I had a zone coming through here also. So this being a zone, but also a trend line test, and then a test, break, and retest of support resistance was like a clean, clear as day entry. And then this was a fib structure here to this negative 27. Am I losing anybody first off?
No.
No, ma'am.
Good.
Everybody's with me?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
My first exit point was this negative 27, but I was also like, I had, well, not also, I had alerts here too. So because this was a negative 61.8, I had wanted to see if price was going to push up to here. So at that point, I had put my stop loss in profit. So Rebecca talked about stop losses in profit. So this could be a good point for that before I continue to the trend lines. So when you're doing your stop losses in profit, right, the main thing that you have to understand again is structure. So understanding, because I don't completely remember the exact question that was asked when she taught, but I remember something to the effect of like, the last lower high and last lower lows being like the stop loss points, not for stop loss and profit, but just stop losses in general. Am I accurate on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was, yeah, yes.
Okay. So, and so if anybody's new, make sure you please do everything in order because this might be confusing to you. But I would never enter a trade right here and then have my stop loss all the way down here. That's too many pips of risk. Does that make sense? On a pair like, let's say GU or GJ or whatever the case may be. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
if my okay, hold on. I'm gonna go over this slowly and I'm gonna go over multiple things while doing it. First, I'm gonna draw this over here so that this makes a little bit more sense. That was an uptrend, so let's put our fib this way. So some people look at stop losses where the market is in a trend, and then they look at it like if the market, let's say I'm in this, if the market goes to negative 110 or negative 120, then they look at that as the stop loss point. That's never accurate. Never use your stop losses based off of the fib. When I teach trends and when I teach structure, the only reason that I use those red zones, they're not for stop losses. That's for understanding if your trend is in the right direction. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so if I'm in a trade, oh man, dang, what happened to my annotations? All right, so if I'm in a trade and this goes here, I understand I'm still in an uptrend. However, the point in which my trend goes beyond this 120 to 110, that's no longer an uptrend. This is a downtrend structure. So when I have that 110 and 120 right there, that's not for stop losses. I remember that question. I don't remember when I remember, but I remember that being a question. So I want to clear that up first while we're on it. Now, secondly, if I'm in a trend and I have my highs and lows of a main structure, I'm gonna put this back on here for a second. So have my highs and lows of a main structure. I'm not looking at this last low and this last low. Like if I enter right here, I'm not looking at this last low for being my entry point. Or if I'm right here, I'm not looking at this last low of being my I'm sorry, not entry point, my stop loss point. Because on a pair like GU or GJ, this is gonna be a lot of pips. Well, I have to go to actual, hold on. Let's go to actual price so that'll make sense. Give me a second.
Would it be a lot of pips on, say, gold as well?
Oh, 100 it'll be way more pips on gold.
Sure.
For sure.
It-
Okay,
It'd be
so let's use like this. All right, so I'm using it based off of a structure. So 1 hour, we have this uptrend. Last low, last low, last low, last low. I'm just doing it based off of the example that I was just showing right there. And I'm going backwards so I can take it slow to make sure everybody gets this point because I feel like this has been a question over the course of time multiple times. So technically, these are my main last lows if I'm looking at this main structure, right? Everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yep.
If I'm calculating this last low for this is technically, what is that? 464 pips. So when I say that you're not using your fib structure or that main structure for your stop losses, when you enter into a trade, you're using your minor structure to determine what your stop losses would be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, got it.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
remember,
Very. Yeah.
you're trading off of your minor structure, but two, you're entering off of your minor structure. Now, remember, you always have to keep your main structure in account in your brain, but in regards to your actual entries and your stop loss and your risk, you're looking at that smaller structure. So let's say here, right? Let's go to 30 minutes for a second. So even here, I have lower lows and lower highs, which is the point that I was just at before we did the breakdown. So I have my lower lows and lower high points here. I will include this one since I entered there anyways.
Just do you mean higher highs, higher lows?
Yes, I'm sorry. I definitely have higher highs and higher lows. I'm so sorry. Okay, so yeah. So let's say here, right? Even if I enter here, I'm not using this as my stop loss. I'm using my support and resistance in the middle of that structure to determine my stop losses and profit. Does that make sense? So if I enter, let's say this trade right here where I entered, and when I said I put my stop loss and profit, is everybody with me? Am I confusing anybody?
Yes.
Okay.
So far.
So let's just go to my real life of what happened. So I was in this trade. Remember, negative 27's here, and then I also have a resistance zone. Y'all know I always trade to the next stopping point. However, because this had pushed a little bit above when I was actually in the trade, because remember I said I had my alerts here, because it's pushed a little bit above, I kind of had a feeling that price was going to push to that negative 61.81 based off of my higher time frame structure, and then just where we were in the market in general, and the fact that those support levels were being maintained and I had continuous higher highs and higher lows without a structure being broken. In that, this test that happened right here, the entry of me getting into this trade, when I put my stop loss and profit, well, first off, if I were to put a stop loss, when I put my stop loss, if I were to put a stop loss before the stop loss that I put in profit, I would put it here at this resistance in the middle of that trade. Does that make sense? I wouldn't wait for it to get all the way to this low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Now, for my actual trade that I was in, when I put my stop loss and profit, I understand that price is going to retest the previous highs that it broke. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when you
Yeah.
put stop loss and
Yeah.
profit and people say, hey, like I got stopped out before my price moved to the next point, you have to have your foresight in trading to understand that I'm going to, like, that's what the market is supposed to do. You're not just going to have an increase in highs without a pullback. When the market pulls back, is retesting an area that it previously broke. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
you wouldn't,
Yeah.
I know that people do it based off of fear because it's like, oh, I'm in profit. I'm in profit. I don't want the market to pull back too high. But when you are in this, you have to know that it's gonna come back to this area. So putting it anywhere above this area because you want to secure it, you're for sure gonna get stopped out. Does that make sense? Does it make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense, Jen.
Yeah.
So when the person,
Yes.
somebody had just asked, somebody had just asked Ian that they feel like they keep, it was a guy's voice. I don't remember the name though. It was a guy's voice that said that, or maybe it was a girl that said that they're winning some, but they keep getting stopped out. Who was that?
That was your boy,
Okay, so
Adonis.
if you enter this trade right here, forget everything that I just said. I want to know based off of you. If you entered this trade right here, where would your stop loss have been? And when you're entering your trades, where are you putting your stop losses?
If we looking at the blue box, I would put it at the zone right below it, right where the green box ends at the bottom of it.
Here,
Yeah.
here, or here?
No. Here, there, the second one, the green box.
This one.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, though.
I know you just schooled me. You
No,
just educated me.
no, but I'm saying it. But No, okay, so that's right. But I'm saying if I never taught this today, I should have asked you this question at the beginning. If I never
You should have. Yeah, I get it now. Appreciate it.
okay, but where would you have typically put your stop loss? Because I want to
Okay, yeah.
answer
So
to find out where would you have
I would
typically.
have probably had it way. I apologize. I apologize. I probably would have had it way tighter. And I probably would have had it way tighter just out of fear because I wouldn't have trusted my analysis to say like it's gonna push up. You know what I mean? If it would have whipped down a little bit too far, I would I'd have been like, ah, damn, okay.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When you say you wouldn't have trusted your analysis, that just cut me deep. Why wouldn't you have trusted your analysis if you trusted your analysis enough to get in your position?
Hey, that's the right question, huh? That's the right question. Um, yeah. Just trust the analysis.
You didn't answer the question.
Yeah, it's all I can say is you right.
But I want to
You
know
right.
I know I'm right, but I want to know the answer to the question. What I'm asking you is because I want to get your mindset because that's how I help you is by understanding your thought process so that we can overcome this. Like
Yeah.
you guys are my babies. Like I don't want you to stay stuck in the same place. I want you to overcome it. So we got to understand why before you.
Right. It's the psychology. It's the psychology aspect of it. Just standing on the analysis, and just take it a step further. I feel like I'm entering too many trades. You know what I mean? Like not waiting on the right moment.
Okay. Um, well, that's loaded though, because not entering trades and not waiting on the right or entering too many trades and not waiting on the right moment is two different things that you have to overcome. Because not waiting on the right moment means that you're entering way too soon, and then entering too many trades means that you're over trading. So maybe we all should do can somebody take a note of that and just write those two in the chat so that I can screenshot it real quick because I don't want to take the time to type it because I still want to continue teaching. I'm gonna take a screenshot before the call so I can remember stuff that I want to go back to in deeper uh in deeper context because it's loaded. But
Yeah,
but first
appreciate
off,
it.
no problem. But first off, I do want you to understand that like if you don't trust your analysis, you shouldn't get in a trade. And then if you're in a trade and you start to second guess your analysis, that means that you never trusted it from the beginning or you never had the proper confirmations before you got in the position. Make sense? And if you did have
Yeah.
the proper confirmations, that means you shouldn't second guess your analysis while you're in it. Because please believe, if you're just staring at price and you're looking at these candlesticks continue to form, like you're gonna psych yourself out every single time. Like once you know your analysis and why the reasons as to why you got in the trade, and you literally have multiple confirmations and confluences as to why, you have to let it rock. And you can't look at it because looking at it is what's gonna freak you out and give
Well,
you
yeah. I go down to the 5 minute, 1 minute, and just like bug out at it. You know what I mean?
Listen, okay, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. The money that you spent on a course, why did you spend that money on a course if you're gonna do what you want to do and not even follow the rules?
You're right.
Ouch. He has no business on 1 minute or 5 minutes.
Like this the thing, right? It reminds me, I'm about to out Michael for a second. Okay. Hopefully he don't watch this call. But we had not gotten into it, but we had a heart to heart conversation because he spent $800 on his personal trainer that he got. But then he came home and it's one day he had pizza, he had pasta, he had ice cream. And I looked at him and I said, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I worked hard today." And I said, "Did you?" Because what it looked like to me is that you wasted your money on your trainer. Like, first off, I already think like I think for personal training, $800 it to me is like, are they 1 hour sessions where it's just you? Like I personally feel like personal training is one of those things where it's like it's the individual. Like if you don't put in the work, if you put in the work and then you do results, right? And but it's your work that you're putting in, and then you get the results and you look amazing. Everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, your trainer's amazing. But there could be a whole nother person that goes to that trainer and not get the results that you got because they had completely different life decisions than you made. You see what I'm saying?
100.
So
100.
he was like, he was like, dang, like I worked hard today. And I'm like, I understand that you worked hard today, but like you're wasting your money on your trainer. Like, you want to just throw $800 down the drain for what? Because you're wasting your money on your trainer. If you're gonna continue to do what you want to do and not actually
Yeah.
follow the meal plan that he gave you. So
Yeah.
I say that to say the course that I gave you guys, there are countless of people that have made 10 times what they spent on this course. However, if you're gonna do what you want to do, you wasted your money on the course, friend.
I hear you. I hear you.
I ain't mean to get on your ass tonight, but I'm just saying.
So good. Appreciate it.
But yeah, so in real lifetime, and I'll just do this, okay? Let's say we in this trade here. We get in this trade right here, and then the market starts to go up. I'm like, oh my God, I got profit. Wonderful, great, exceptional, right? Actually, let's not even use this part. Let's use this right here because this is real life. Let's use replay. Let's say somebody entered here because this is also a valid entry right here, right? This is still a retest area. It's just that the market consolidated a little bit before it went into profit, right? So here, let me slow this down. All right, so the market's forming. Boom, you got your entry. All right. Now you going in profit. You like, oh my God, great, wonderful. Like I got money, boom, boom, boom. And mind you, in trading, especially in the foreign exchange market, like 40 pips is a good trade, right? Like that's good money to extract from the market, depending on your lot size, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A standard, this one move right here as a standard is $500. Okay. So perfect. I made 500 for the day, 2,000, whatever it is that's your risk management of however it is that you trade, you made that. Now, the moment that typically a person would be like, okay, I'm gonna put my stop loss in profit, even though they know that this blue area for the negative 27, remember, this is a negative 27 fib level right here at the top, right here, knowing that that's the end goal. This is a trend line here. You have to have the foresight to understand what's around you to know it's okay if this is going to retest this area again. This is the flow of money. This is the flow of the market. This part can't scare you. Typically, somebody, when they go in profit right here, they'll put their stop loss in profit, get stopped out and be like, damn, like I just gave the money, the market back, all the money that I made or whatever case may be, and then this fly up, and then they're mad that they didn't stay in it. But they weren't patient to begin with. You see what I'm saying?
You.
So
You. And there you go.
then it starts to do a zoo. Then it's like, damn, why didn't I just trust myself? Like, I don't want those to be the conversations that people have when they're trading. Understand? Every time I
You.
But every time I leave an area, 9 times out of 10, at some point, the market is going to come back to retest that area. Unless there's news and price moves away from that area very, very fast. And then even then, I'll have a retest. It's just going to be a long, long later on down the line. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Aaron, I see you have your hand raised.
Thanks again. when you're talking about stop loss and profit, and you say you put your stop loss in the middle of that motion or the middle of that trend, um, just help me understand, are you looking for resistance points that help you understand where to put that stop loss and profit?
Yeah, because yes, and especially depending on where I entered and what I entered on, right? So for instance, let's say you would have taken the entry right here, right? I'm not looking for that super last low that's all the way down here. Because remember, technically, higher highs, higher lows, right? So technically, this, if I'm looking, boom, 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 uh, oh, here. Technically, this will where my stop loss based off of last low, last high, this is where my stop loss would be, right? But if I enter in this position here, I'm gonna look in this vicinity to see what was the last low point based off of this minor structure that's going through here that I'm going to take off of. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so just like the one here where my resistance area, like I'm looking at these points here, like my stop loss would be under these points. For this area here, this and this, I'm not gonna wait till all the way down here. My last little area in this vicinity is here. You see that? It's like, what is that last like resistance support area before the last low?
Got you.
No, after the last low.
But that's not in profit.
Does that make sense?
And when you say in profit, you're going to the one above where you got in at, right? You're going to the resistance point that you see above your entry point.
Wait, we talking about two different things now. Are you talking about stop loss and profit or you're talking about stop loss in general?
Stop loss and profit.
Okay, so stop loss and profit, I'm doing it it's the same concept, but I'm doing it based off of the last one that after I'm in the market. Does that make sense?
Got you. Yeah.
So like for
So
so
yeah,
like
please show me the example.
okay, so for instance, the trade that I actually took right here, this trade that I took, remember, I just removed, like I had an alert set here because remember, this is a negative 27. Y'all know anytime I reach my net stopping point, I typically take profit. Okay. But if I'm actively in the market and looking or like have a feeling that it's going to push to the next area, I will remove my take profit because obviously if it hits your take profit, it's going to close you out. So I remove my take profit and put it in my stop loss, put my stop loss in profit. So what I did was then remember this was my entry. Now I go right below that last resistance area because now I know when the market's going to pull back, it's going to touch that resistance area. It's the same thing for a stop loss in profit and a stop loss in general. Does that make sense? It's the same concept.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
So,
following
Yeah, it
you.
makes
so if I'm entering here and I'm in profit, hold on. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
So yeah, essentially,
Uh,
just are you
Yeah.
saying that if you set a TP and the TP is like negative 27,
Yeah.
and you see like some strong signs that the trend may continue to a negative 61.8,
Yeah.
you would change your take profit, take that off, and replace it with a stop loss there,
A
or
stop loss
somewhere
in
near that
profit.
resistance
I
point.
will, yes, I'll put my stop loss in profit for that area because I know that price at least has to come back to retest this high. Once I have a push up, I know that it's going to come to the last resistance level as a pullback. Does that make sense?
yep.
Yes.
So it's going
Thank
to
you.
be below that area because I don't want it to come all the way back to my entry because then I'm not going to get anything. So I'm putting my stop loss in profit.
Yeah,
But
got it.
I'm putting it a little bit below my last resistance area so I can at least make sure I secure at least half of what I'm trying to get. Does that make sense?
That makes
Yes.
sense. That's clear.
And then
Thank you.
as price continues to make higher highs and higher lows, you just adjust it next point if you're riding it out for like let's say a longer trade. Like I don't want to say a swing trade because this still happened within a matter of like a day and a half, but still, as that continued to form, so you have this push up here. Hold on, let's go faster. So you have that push up here, that retest that area. Now, as new highs continue to form higher and higher, now that I have that, didn't mean to move that. Now that I have that new high form, right? Now where's my resistance level going to be? Or now where's my take profit level going to be? Somebody tell me.
Right below the last
At the
one.
trend
Right
line.
below the last high.
Right below the trend line.
Wait, what? Say it again. It
Right
was
below
here
the
to begin with.
Right.
I
below the
put my stop loss in profit and it pushed here, right? It was here to begin with, right? So now that I've made a new high, I'm not going to keep it here.
Right.
Right
I'm
below
not going to push it
1.34.
above that next resistance.
Right below
right below the zone.
1.345. Yeah.
Yes. So
Right
now I'm
below
going
the
to put
zone.
it around that next resistance level. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You say underneath.
Yes.
Right underneath it.
Yes. Like right in the, yes, like right underneath this next resistance level.
Would it be safe to like put it right in the middle of that blue zone?
I mean, it's safe, but you also understanding that is one of the things where you have to understand. It's kind of like, mm, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. You have to understand that when you have a zone, price can come anywhere in this area and qualify as resistance or support. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So typically I like to put it like a little bit under so that like once price tests that area, you see what I'm saying? So once price tests that area, it won't necessarily take me out. So I don't like to put it at the top of that resistance.
Got it. You want to give it some room to breathe. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, because when price retest the area, like it could even push down in a wick and retest that area and then push right back up.
Got it.
And
So
then
just,
once,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. So basically, you're basing it on probability.
On the trend line, you see how the trend it bounces and then it bounces again. So the low right before the second trend line bounce, is that too low to set the stop loss?
The low before the second trend line bounce,
Yeah, so this low, right where your cursor is, this low here.
right here.
Yes.
This low before the second trend,
So
which
this
second?
low, so this low, I'm referring to this low.
This one
Is
right here.
that, yeah, is that an okay place to put your stop loss in
Yeah,
profit, or is it too low?
100%. No,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Because now that I'm up here, I'm not looking at this resistance level. I'm now looking at this resistance level. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So you're expecting price to retest that resistance level, and you would put your stop loss a bit further down, basically where it bounces off the trend line.
Well, it won't always be a trend line, so I don't want to use that exact terminology, but basically, yes. Like I want to look at that last resistance level and put it a little bit below. So if this, okay, let's use ellipsis and let's use different colors so that it makes sense for everybody. So here's my entry, right? My entry's here. Then my stop loss, my stop loss level in general. Let's not even use in profit right now because I'm gonna come to that in a second. So my stop loss level in general will be somewhere in here if I'm using one. Typically, I don't use stop losses when I get in trades, to be honest. But that's just me. But I do want people to use them until they master it. But if I'm doing it, I will put it somewhere in here like under the resistance level of retesting area, right?
Okay.
Now, once I push up, this is where the trade that I need to be in profit. So this was my take profit, removed my take profit, understanding that, okay, price is going to pull back. Now, again, this is this next level, but my stop loss is going to be under this resistance area. So it's going to be somewhere in here. because I understand that price can again retest this previous area. Now I've made a new high, right? So let's use blue for this high, or let's use green. We got enough blue on our chart. So now I've made a new high. So now my resistance area is going to be somewhere in here. We could actually use this low, but of what you said right here, because that's fine, because this is that next point. Now, once price start getting steep, you know that price is going to be on a continuous run. Like once you start to have a steep price, we all know like that steepness, that sharpness, know now we're about to start forming some type of divergence or whatever case may be. But again, divergence continues diverging until it's finished diverging. So now we just got higher highs and lower highs and higher highs being made, so forth and so on. So then that area would be, let's use another color. Let's use orange, and then that retest area for this would be somewhere in here. Understand?
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
Yes, thank you so much.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, perfect. So this is a good stopping point because I do still want to go into trend lines. So we're going to trend lines next week because tomorrow I want to focus on the questions that you guys have for the actual course, or for our course check-in call. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Yes, thank
get
you.
down you fast.
Thank you.